and I'm so excited you're joining me for today's bar workout. We're going to be utilizing a fitness ball. Now my favorite one is the Bender ball. So pretty much everything we do today is going to up the ante by allowing the destabilization of the ball to make the workout more intense, meaning that your stabilizing muscles have to kick in a little bit more. This is going to be a total burner for your booty, for your core. I think you're going to love it. So let's get started.
Take some simple squats as we send that ball overhead. Good. So nice long arms here. A little bit of gentle pressure into that ball, activating the biceps. Good. So feel that heart rate start to rise right off the bat. Let's do 3, 2, 1. Now add a rotation this time by sending the ball towards the back of the room. There it is. Yes. So switching hands every time. We're throwing our balance off. It's good to practice throwing your balance off in a controlled setting so it can get better. Whew, feeling that heart rate right away, adding some rotation for that spine, which is good for your back. Let's do 4, 3, 2, last one. Nice. And from here, we're going to step the feet out wide for a lateral lunge. So the feet are going to stay where they are. As you bend into the right knee, you're going to toss that ball over to the other side, or roll that ball, I should say. So we're just rolling that ball back and forth like we're playing a game of pitch and catch with ourselves. Good. Sending the weight back into the side of the seat. Nice. If you roll the ball too far, that's just a little extra cardio to go chase it. Nice. Sinking a little deeper. Let's go 4, 3. Here's 2. Last one. Nice. Go ahead and pick that ball up as you set the legs together. They're going to be a little bit wider than hip width distance apart, but not quite as wide as that lateral lunge. Toes are facing forward. Now you're going to reach that ball to either the outside of the knee, the outside of the calf, or even all the way onto the ground if that doesn't hurt your knees. And then rotate towards the side as you lift that outside heel out to pivot. Good. Reaching back. Nice rotation here. So you're only reaching down as low as feels comfortable on your joint. You can control how far you go in this. Good. Giant sweeping motion. Good rotation for your spine. Let's do 3, 2, 1. Really reach for it. Good. And then we'll take it straight over to the other side. There we go. Yes. Whew. So loading up the muscles in the sides of the seat. Yeah. Reaching it tall. Last 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Now let's send the right leg behind you in a straight leg lunge. So that back lunge is nice and straight. Good. Keeping your torso straight, we're going to hinge forward as we send that ball, rolling it down to the front shin and then rolling it up. So make sure you're not rounding in the back here. You want a really flat back. And the flatter you have your back, the more you're going to be feeling this in the left booty, left side of the booty. Good. Let's do 3 more. Down and up. Just coming as down low as is comfortable for your knee. Last one. Good. Giant step up, and you send that left leg behind you, tilting forward, rolling it down, rolling it up. Belly button is pulling away from that thigh. Whew, good. Major booty work here. You got it. And then press all the way up. Good. Now from here, I'm going to be using a chair as a makeshift type of bar. You can do these without any type of balance aid. It's just going to be more difficult. So I suggest that you either stand next to a counter or pull a chair over to help you with your balance. And we're going to start with simple squats. So maybe holding on to one side, doesn't really matter which side you hold on to here. We're just utilizing that bar for balance. We're going to send the hips down as we squeeze that ball between the inner thighs and then come all the way up. Yeah, so finding just some simple full range squats here, meaning that you're lowering as low as you can go without hurting your knees or feeling anything that feels inappropriate for you. Good. Any type of knee issues, you always want to make sure that your squats are a little bit shorter. Good. Let's do 4 more, full range. You have nice steady pressure against that ball the whole time. Last 2. 1. Now we're going to come all the way into what I call the basement of the squat. So your end range of motion. And then lift only halfway. All the way down, halfway up. Good. So you're never really fully lengthening into the knees. It creates a lot of load. So muscles are having to work really hard here. You're not really getting a break. You got it. Here's 3, 2, 1. Now come back to the bottom. Yep, find your bottom. Now you're going to hold this still. So you're not raising up, but you're going to squeeze that ball in. Just keep squeezing it. It's more of a contraction of the inner thighs than actually like physically moving the limbs together. So just small little controlled movements here. You got it. We're almost done here. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Now come up. Feels good to straighten out those legs. Maybe shake the legs out if you need. Now from here, this is where it might be extra beneficial to have a bar nearby or a chair, because we're going to up the ante, increase the workload of the quadriceps by raising the heels, only if that feels right for you. Good. So we're going to raise the heels. And then we're going to repeat that whole series. So we find our full range squats. And it's okay if your full range changes once those heels are raised, because this is creating more challenge, more work for the quads. Good. Of course, more balance challenge as well, as you probably noticed. Good. So we're getting a lot of strength work here, but we're also getting a lot of cardio. Anytime we have that level change, we're increasing the cardiovascular load, which is good for our heart, good for overall fat loss, and good for spiking those endorphins, making you feel amazing, putting you in a better mood. Let's do 3, 2, continue to press into that ball. 1, now we find that bottom half. So this is just about, no more than a 6-inch range of motion. It could be shorter than that based on what your range is today. Good. Now keep those heels lifted if you can. Notice what happens if you lift your heels even a centimeter higher. Yeah. Whew. Sending the weight more into the glutes. 3, 2, now stay with me. We're going to hold it here and just squeeze that ball in. Keep the heels lifted. 3, 2, 1, and let it all go. That is so good. Very nice. Now from here, we can step away from that ball. We can step away from that bar. Hold on to the ball still. And we're going to step out wide into our wide leg plie. So toes are turned out, where hips are in external rotation. Nice neutral spine as we send the tailbone down towards the earth and then rise. Finding a chest press here. So just sending ball out and in. Elbows stay lifted in line with the shoulders. Good. Really squeezing those inner thighs as you rise. The more you press into the ball, of course, the more work you're getting in your chest. 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's come to the bottom of that plie. So you can still move in your full chest press. So your arms are actually having to travel a little faster than your legs here. We're just coming up halfway on the bottom. Good. 3, 2, 1. Now find your lowest point. Again, you want to make sure this doesn't hurt your knees at all. We're just coming up 1 inch and down 1 inch as you continuously place pressure on that ball. So ball stays static, you're just squeezing it in, drawing those shoulders down away from the ears. Good. You got it. So steady pressure into that ball, but make sure you're not reaching forward with those shoulders. Shoulders pull back in their pockets. 3, 2, 1. We're not done. Just hold here with the leg. So the legs stay steady now. Nice static hold with those legs. And you're just going to simply squeeze that ball. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come all the way up. Whew. Grab some water if you need it. We are going to do the same series again. And this time, you guessed it, we're going to do it with those heels lifted. In ballet, this is called releve. So you might want to have your hands steadied on a bar, a chair, something close to you as you have those heels lifted, because it definitely increases the challenge for your balance. All right, so heels are lifted as we find that full range out and in. Good. Now, if you can do this without holding onto the bar, then keep going with the chest presses. But if you need to at any point, set that ball down and grab hold of the bar. That's totally fine. Good. Yes. 3, 2, 1. Halfway up, all the way down. If you've got hold of that ball, you're just continuing the chest presses. Or maybe by now you set that ball down and you're holding onto a bar for balance. 3, 2, 1. Okay, 1 inch up and down. Maybe giving that ball a nice steady squeeze if you've got both hands on that ball. Just holding ball up and down with the legs. And then we reverse that. So we keep the legs static. The bottom of your end range and just squeeze that ball in. 4, 3, 2, 1, and let's come up. Really, really nice. Shake everything out. Whew. Alrighty. So for this next one, we have lots of options. So I want you to pick the one that works best for you. Now, I'm going to start with the intermediate one, which is to have the ball balanced onto the back of a chair or a counter or anything that's kind of level. And then from here, you're going to hinge forward. And I'm going to demonstrate all the different ways before we move into doing the reps together. Good. Drawing the shoulders away from the ears. Now, the most challenging way to do this is to have the hands only making contact with the ball, i.e. not fingertips pressing into your chair or your counter, whatever you've got. If that's too much at any point, you can let those fingertips slide down, maybe let those pinky fingers make contact with the surface. But most challenging here. Good. Now, if this feels like no way Jose, and you're not going to be getting any type of work here, because eventually we're going to be raising that leg behind us and doing some standing leg work, then you could ditch the ball and take your forearms down to that surface and then let your forehead rest. If you do this, make sure that your belly is still engaged, so you're not arching the back like this or dumping into that. Your torso, your abs are definitely still working here. Your torso is engaged. And then if you really want to up the ante, or you don't have any type of chair or counter nearby, then this is your black diamond version. We position the hands on top of the ball, again, trying to avoid rolling those fingertips onto the ground, but if we need to, that's definitely going to give us a little bit more assurance as we take a nice flat back, belly's lifted, and we'll be taking the leg behind us. Good. So those are all our choices. I want you to find which one works best for you, and then we're going to get set up for our reps. Good. So I'm going to do mine down here. Good. And then that standing leg. So let's start by standing on the right leg as we extend the left leg behind us. Now we're keeping that hip dropped. Good. So lifting that left leg, keeping those hips squared off to the ground, belly button's pulling in. Nice flat back here. So we lift it up and down. Nice. Woo, good work. So you're just lifting as high as you can without letting that left hip roll up. Keep that hip facing down, down, down. Let's do 3 more full range. So that means lifting as high as we can go and then taking it all the way down. Last one. Good. And now we're going to lift all the way to our highest point, but then only lower down halfway. Good. That leg comes straight up behind you, halfway down, all the way up, halfway down. Stay with me here. Good. 3, 2, 1. Now keep it lifted, finding your highest height. Make sure that left hip didn't roll back up. Belly button's facing down towards the ground. We're going to go 1 inch up, 1 inch down. 1 inch up, 1 inch down. Oh, yeah. Give me 3 more good ones, slow and controlled. Last one. Okay, stay with me. Keeping your hips dropped. Keep that leg extended as high as you can go. Now you're going to sweep that leg out to a 7 o'clock position and then behind you to a 5 o'clock position. 7 o'clock, 5 o'clock. You got this. 3, 2, 1, and thank God, let's set that foot next to the other one. Whew. Let's try bending one knee and then the other. Yeah. And then we'll take it over to the other side. So standing the left leg now, right leg comes behind you without lifting that hip up. Belly is super engaged here. Back is flat. Shoulders are pressing away from the ears. Nice. All the way up. Tap it down. All the way up. Tap it down. Nice, deep, steady breaths here to fuel this movement. You need all the help you can get. Oxygen is your friend. 3, 2, 1. Now come all the way back up and halfway down. All the way back up, halfway down. You got it. We're working so much strength here for your low body right now, as well as stabilization with that core. 3, 2, 1. Now check in with those hips again. Notice if that right hip just opened up. If so, square it off with the left. And we're going to lift for 1 inch pulses, slow and controlled. This is so slow. Make sure you're really straightened into that standing leg. For 3, 2, 1. Hold it here, hold it here. Now we sweep it out to the right for our 5 o'clock position, and then behind us for 7 o'clock. Out to the right, back into the left. Last one each side. Whew, and step it in. Slowly stack your vertebrae as you come up to standing. Maybe take that ball with you. Good job. Now from here, we're all going to come down onto all fours. So coming to hands and knees, you're going to place that ball between the right hamstring and the right calf muscle. Yep. Make sure those wrists are right underneath your shoulders, knees are right underneath your hips. As you reach that right toe, little point of the toe, as you try to reach that toe up to the sky, and then connect the knees. Reach it up, take it back down. Good. Exhale as you point the toe to the ceiling. Inhale as you bring that knee back down. For 3, 2, belly's engaged so you don't overarch in the back. 1. Nice. Now stay here, stay here. Take the knee straight out to the side. Ankle stays in line with the knee. Continuing to squeeze that ball inwards for extra engagement of those hamstrings. Yeah, yowza. So if you're feeling this actually on the left side of the seat, then that's where you should be feeling it. Yeah. 3, 2, 1, and let's set that down. Good job. Maybe sway those hips side to side and then just place that ball on the other leg. So behind the left hamstring and calf. Good. We're going to point that toe, lift that toe up to the ceiling, and then take it back down. Exhale and lift. Inhale, release. Lift, release. 2, 1, and then take straight out to the side. Make sure that ankle is as high as the knee. Yeah. Try to avoid pitching back and forth with the torso or standing supporting hip. Everything else is super still. But your breath, make sure your breath is working. Good. 3, 2, and 1. Awesome job. Let's come all the way down onto our side. And that ball is gonna come underneath between the hip bone and the bottom rib. Now the bottom knee can be bent. I want that top leg to stay straight and glued to the ground. So vow to me that you will not let that leg lift up off the ground. It's gonna want to. Good, now bending to the elbow, taking your head into your hand. You're gonna take a little lift and lower. Lift and lower. Shoulders are stacked. Yeah, exhale as you lift, inhale as you lower. This is all obliques, the side edge of your waist. 3, 2, 1. Awesome. We're gonna make our way over to the other side. Whew, good job. Now you might want to play a little bit with the placement if something doesn't feel quite right to you. You can experiment with moving that ball either closer to your hip or closer to the ribs. Yeah, lifting up, lowering down. Now you don't have to make a big movement here for it to be an effective one. Promise you're feeling this no matter how big or small your movement is. Good. 3, 2, 1. Whew. Awesome job. Now let's come onto our sits bones, bending to the knees, soles of the feet are on the ground. Yep. And you're just going to wedge this ball behind your low back. Yeah, so kind of shift it, kind of squeeze it between there. And then soles of the feet are on the ground as you start to press back into that ball. So you still keep a good flat back here as you reach it back and then come all the way up. Reach back on the inhale, all the way up on the exhale. Now, if this is going well and you want a little bit more, try taking those arms up overhead as you send it back. Oh, notice how that changed the work. Whew, pretty intense. Now, we call these earthquake abs because your abs just tend to do a little shaky shake here. Let's do 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Whew. Yeah, I bet you felt those. Let's come all the way down onto our back now for our bridge. So knees stay bent, soles of the feet on the ground. This time the ball will come between the inner thighs. Yep. So anchoring the backs of the shoulders and the triceps, backs of the arms into the ground is really going to help you get more lift here as you send those hips towards the sky. 3 little squeezes of that ball and then send the hips back down. Good, we'll do that again. On the exhale, hips come up. 3 little squeezes of that ball. And then inhale, release the bridge down. Good, one more time. Lift it nice and high. Squeeze, 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 and release. You got it. Now, one good power move here before we cool down. This time, I want you to take the ball and place it underneath your feet. Did I just say that? Yeah, just give it a try. Don't worry, it doesn't have to look pretty. So those feet come side by side on top of that ball. Really press the backs of the shoulders and the arms into the ground to help you find your stability here. Make sure you're breathing as you lift those hips up. Maybe they don't come up very far. That's okay. Good. So playing here, if you're shaking and rolling, that just means that your muscles are working and they are progressing. Good, and you're getting better. Now, if you wanted to experiment a little bit more, as long as those hamstrings aren't cramping, you could start to send those legs a little straighter, rolling onto the heels, calves. Oh, goodness gracious. Roll it back in. Maybe another day, and that's fine too. Good, maybe 3 more. 2, 1, awesome. Come all the way in, squeeze those knees into the chest, shake them side to side. Yes, and we're just gonna end with this really beautifully restorative move, the supported bridge. So now the ball becomes a tool for release rather than a tool for work. You bend the knees again, soles of the feet down onto the ground as you take that ball underneath the sacrum, so the lowest part of your spine, not the arch of your back, but even lower than that. And then you just ease completely into it, allowing that ball to absorb all the weight of your body. Nice release in the spine, finding some freedom in that back. You can send the knees out to the side if you like, soles of the feet together. You can take your arms wide like a T to help find your balance here and just completely melt your weight into this, finding some nice, steady breaths here. Honor your body for the work it did today. We worked hard, but we want to make sure that we always balance out hard work with release, balance, recovery. Nice, flooding the body with oxygen. Maybe now sending those legs all the way long if that feels okay for your back. Good, opening up in the spine, opening up in the hips. 4 more deep, steady breaths here. And now it's time to take the soles of the feet back to the ground, knees point up to the ceiling. A little lift of those hips as you slide that ball away. Drawing knees once again into your chest. And let's rock up into a seated position. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am so proud of your hard work. Thank you for having fun with me. The ball can definitely take your workout to a whole new level. So again, if you want to learn more about getting a bender ball, just leave a comment below and I will get you hooked up. But thank you so much. You did amazing work. I can't wait to work out with you next time.